back here and get food for his mother anytime he wants to. And he tells him thank you. He shakes his hand and he tells him thank you. And he asks him, does he know God? And he says, well, I know God, but God don't live here. He said, God live, in the churches where God is at. But I always know God. He said, I always know God and I always love God, but now is not the time. He said, just, take your mother, her food, and God bless you. And so the brother comes out with a big old box of food and he puts it in the back of in the back seat and he drives home. And when he makes it home, his mother is still sitting there faint, talking, slightly responding, and he brings the food to her. And when he takes the ribs out, he cools them off a little. He puts them in the cooler a little. And he brings them back. And the mom says, no, I need my ribs hot. I need my ribs piping hot. So he warms up the ribs. And after he warms up the ribs, he gives them to her. And the mother demolishes the food. She eats every last bit of it. And she told him after she was finished, boy, it took you long enough to bring me this food I needed. And him and the boyfriend, they start to laugh. And then the boyfriend says, hey, do you mind sharing a rib with me? And she tells him, don't touch my goddamn ribs. And you leave my goddamn ribs alone. And she said, me and your sister used to eat these ribs. We used to eat ribs and tons of sweet potato salad and sweet potatoes. And then the brother says, yeah, Mom, I remember you and her used to always eat ribs. And she said, your other brother always thought he was too good to eat ribs. He always thought he was too good to sit and eat dinner with us. And now look at where he is. Now he's nowhere around us. And so the other brother says, Mom, he's just gone for 2 days and he'll be back. And she said, oh, will he be back? And he's running the streets again like the boy that I always knew. And she laughed. She said, he's running the streets again. And then the father says, okay, well, the boyfriend, not the father. The boyfriend says, okay, so you had enough? She said, do it look like I had a goddamn enough? Go and get me a beer. And so her and the boyfriend drink a beer, and she offers the Jehovah Witness son one, and he says, no, I'll get some wine though. And she said, I don't got no damn wine. I only got beer, boy. And she asked him, have some beer, and he says, no, thank you. And so the scene ends with them laughing and talking and eating ribs and drinking beer. And that's how the scene ends.